Okay, hi guys. So I have here AJ from Burnt Level, North Carolina, and actually, I'm here getting treatment, and so is he. So, sorry, we don't have the right products for everything. We're just here for treatment, and then we just realized that we have some things to talk about. So, I have AJ here, and I'm gonna let him kind of like introduce himself and talk a little bit about his sickle cell, and then I have some questions that I'm gonna ask him, and he's just gonna answer the questions. So AJ, introduce yourself.
All right. Full name Anthony Elliott Jr. I know a question we get a lot from people that's kind of irking is, how long have you had sickle cell? My whole life, as long as I can remember, and um, that's it. First off, let me give glory to God before any questions come. For he keeps us strong, keeps us going, whether we know it or not. And so I'm just gonna let the questions go, and I'll answer them best I can.
Okay. So the first question that I have for you, AJ, is do you think that your sickle cell affects your personal and social life?
It does. It does, and I believe it always has. I grew up around a lot of guys. I got a lot of guys I call brothers. We grew up in the same area, walking to each other's house, playing basketball together, went to school together, and it was always, well, when I was younger, it was always, oh, let's go hang out, let's go, and I was always jumping and running, ready to go, and, we playing basketball all day long, and so, for me, it was more the times when I couldn't go, the times I'm like, man, why I gotta be the sick one, or why I gotta be the one here, why I can't, and so it does, it takes a toll, in a sense of definitely wanting to be like the other guys, or wanting to be like everybody else, or wanting to be able to participate in everything everybody else do, to the point where you push yourself a little too much, and not even realizing you may be making it worse just by trying to keep up, So yeah, most definitely.
So let me ask you, do you feel like maybe some of your friends are either push you away because they feel like, oh, he's always sick, or do you feel like they treat you like, like a fragile somebody? Like, I feel like it's always, for me, it's always one or the other. I either have a friend that don't want to hang out with me because they feel like they have to be responsible for me when I'm sick, or I would have that friend that's always going extra, like, oh my God, sit down, have we walked too long? Okay, let me get you some water, let's go to the ER. Are you okay? So it's like I always have like the two extremes. So how is it like having friends, your brothers, like, do they go over the extremes?
And you know what? They always get on me because I was always. Well, I can understand that with women. That's how women kind of do it.
True.
But for me, I was more the don't really tell them what I got going on. So we could be. I mean, many times we'd be walking back from playing basketball and I'd be hurting, but I wouldn't tell them. Yeah, I wait till I got home and I'd be like, oh, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I go in to mom and daddy and start crying. And end up in the emergency room that night. But I try to be back out by the next day so they wouldn't even know I was in there. And so I think for me, a lot of it was. I think maybe a lot of it was more shame. I was ashamed to have it. I didn't want to be the sick guy. I didn't want to be the.
You know what? And that's so weird because I hear that a lot from a lot of patients that say that they are ashamed to tell other people that they have sickle cell, or they don't feel like people should know because they feel like they're going to be treated a certain way. So you do feel like that.
Yeah, I had. Well, you know what? Just recently, thank God, he started moving me to a place where I was more freely able to talk about it. I would say the last year, but before that, oh, most definitely, I would go to the hospital. I wouldn't tell nothing. I wouldn't answer nobody call 'cause I didn't want them to know I was in the hospital, so they'd think I just wasn't picking their call up. I mean, it's only a select few of my boys that I didn't even ever let come to the hospital with me,
Right.
and I have numerous of them that I know will bring me
Right.
and that I know will come see me, but
But you just don't want them
yeah,
to know. You don't want
yeah,
to open up about that part of your
oh
life.
yeah, yeah, for
And
sure,
and I
for
get that
sure.
a lot from, a lot of patients. They say that, it's not that they're afraid to tell people, but they feel like, I'm okay if I do
Yeah,
this by myself. I don't
yeah,
want to have to let everybody know my business or what's going on with me medically wise.
yeah,
And even though, I did feel that way a little bit, but I've never been like that. I've always been like the outspoken one that will tell
yeah,
people about sickle cell. And the reason why I did that so much is people always hit me with the, you don't look like you have sickle cell.
yeah, oh
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what that's supposed to
Look
mean. So
like
I'm
right,
like, yeah,
right.
like,
I
I don't,
got that
and
one.
so many people I've asked, they're like, what does sickle cell people look like? So,
Hmm.
that's like one of the reasons why I always told people, like, I have it. Yes, I
Yeah,
have it. Like, that's why I'm always so outspoken about it, because I feel like I could be, an inspiration to somebody else
yeah,
that's just learning about, their sickle cell.
oh yeah,
So, this is one that I've always, like, loved to ask a question about. How do you feel about having a relationship in sickle cell, like married, being in
yeah,
a relationship with a
yeah.
woman? Because I feel like to be with someone that has sickle cell, you have to have, a tough skin. Like, you have to
Mm,
be a strong person,
yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Because,
Well, I once again I gotta say I'm actually blessed. Cause I'm married. I have a wife, and we got 2 kids and one on the way. And she, I mean, we met in high school, but I mean, from the point I knew her, she was always,
she's been a strong
oh
person.
man, she is always really just like my mama. When my mama couldn't do it 'cause she was working and stuff, she was always in there, boom, in there. Many nights in the emergency room, many nights back and forth, many nights. I mean,
She was there.
man, yeah, but it's
So,
definitely not.
you young kids hear that. When you
Hmm.
start looking for someone to marry or to be in a relationship with,
Oh yeah,
make sure it's somebody that's going to be strong.
oh yeah.
Not somebody that's just going to run away at the sight of one little thing. The person has to be strong. They have to understand you. They have to be your advocate.
Yeah.
So don't go dating just because she's cute or he's
Hmm.
handsome or he has a six pack.
Yeah.
Because if he's worthless,
I'm
you're
telling you.
done for.
The one you want is the one that wanna
Tell
be there
them.
when you sick. I'm telling you, 'cause there's so many that once you get sick, they ready to hit the road.
See,
Man.
you hear
I'm
that,
telling you,
guys?
I
So
know that for
everybody ain't
facts.
marriage material. Just
Not
make
at
sure you
all.
take your time with that.
Not at all.
So another question that I want to ask is about the healthcare stigma.
Hmm.
I know that I hear this from a lot of people that when they go into the people don't want to go to the ER or the day hospital or to the hospital
Hmm.
because they feel like people think that we're attention seeking or
Yeah,
drug
drugs
seeking.
seeking. Oh.
So
Mm.
how do you like handle that? Because I know with me, I try very hard not to come to the hospital ER just because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
sometimes you're penalizing yourself
Self.
because you really
Cause
do
you're getting
need,
worse. Yeah.
that treatment because you can get worse. So
Yeah.
how do you handle it when it comes to making a decision on, do I really want to?
I got to the point now where I only come to Duke. I know everybody don't have that luxury. Duke is an hour and a half from where I stay, but
Very true.
I don't touch my local hospitals at all. It came to the point. The last time I was in the local hospital, last 2 times, I checked myself out both times because they gave me something for pain. I was letting them know it won't work, and they were just like, "Oh, well, we already
Doesn't
gave you
matter.
something."
Yep.
Yeah, and so I don't touch the local hospitals at all. It's honestly, it's another one of those things where it's another one of the things where we gotta keep speaking out. We gotta keep speaking out. Gotta keep speaking out, and that's why I don't like that I didn't do it earlier in life, but I can do it now. So I plan on continuing to do that. But it's one of those things where we ain't just educating each other and letting each other know we got people around us, but we also even people in the medical field, because people who don't specialize in it, they don't know. They know the bare minimum, and then of course everybody gonna always know the stigmas that come with it. They always gonna say, "Oh, well, this is the bad," or this is. And so the more we get it out there, the more we talk about it freely, the more we let each other know we gonna let them know too. You know that we, you know, we
Yeah.
don't wanna have to
Yeah.
have this all the
That
time.
is
Nobody
true.
wants to have to be pumped full of medicine just for your body to feel halfway right.
Speak it,
You
brother.
know, so it's definitely one of those things where speaking out is the only way to change it. That's for the, you know, that's for as far as the doctors learning more, local doctors learning more,
Yeah.
friends learning more, and as we said earlier,
Yeah.
it's a way
It's
that
a way.
it's a disease that can slowly and slowly and slowly decrease and decrease to the point where we can end it. You know, that can be it. It's not a disease that has to keep going on. Knowledge and
Yep.
knowledge and education
It's the most important.
it can put this thing away. So
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to young kids that are just, kind of learning? They've known that. I mean, sickle cell is something that you find out about when you're young, guys. It's not something that you turn 18 and it's like, boom, you have sickle cell.
yeah.
No. It's something that you find out when you're young, and the severity of it just depends on, person to person. Some people are healthier when they're younger, and when they get older, they get sickler, and vice versa. Just learn yourself. Learn your healthcare providers, learn the facilities around you that can help. Learn about you, because everyone's not going to be the same. So, what advice would you give to young kids that are still trying to kind of learn, about their disease themselves? What would you, what advice would you give other people suffering from the disease that are still young, that are not our age, that has a good understanding of how the disease is, and, how your body is and how things work? What would you say? Yep.
The best coping, I'm always gonna go first to the Bible, to God. So even before this is really, I've always knew about God and I've always prayed. This is really a recent walk with me, really into my Bible, and God has worked wonders. He's cut me down from 5 or 6 medicines to 1 or 2, and that's over a span of a year. And so I'm always gonna say go to God first. Pray, talk to Him, even if you don't. I mean, I spent many nights not having nobody, just crying, but I'm like, Lord, do this, Lord, do this, Lord, do this, Lord. And so I'm always gonna say, for sure, go to God, read your Bible. Anybody who is about their word and about that, talk to them, and not even just that, talk to people. Anybody you know that is sit and talk to you and relate to you, talk to them. Reach out to us if you need to, but talking about it, knowing that it's other people suffering with the same thing that you going through, make it a little easier, because it's definitely it's a day-to-day disease, and sometimes it's an hour-to-hour disease. It's not gonna be, oh, I feel good this week, I'm gonna feel good all week. It's not gonna be, I feel good this hour, I'm gonna feel good the next hour. It's a disease that's so unpredictable, and the nature of it being so unpredictable is what make it such a tough disease. And so I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's definitely something that you press in and you talk to people, and when you need help, you get help, and you just keep going, because it get better and it get better, and the more we all reach out to each other, we find better ways and better ways, and it's and actually for the younger people, start looking early into the stem cell transplants, the bone marrow transplants. These are all things that they want to do early, that's been proven to actually cure sickle cell. And even if it don't work at that time, don't give up on it. Keep that hope. One thing about hope is, when you keep hope, you're looking forward to something. That joy of knowing, okay, I got hope. I got hope that my sickle cell gonna be gone. I got hope that I'm gonna feel better. I got hope
that I'm gonna live longer.
That's it. That's it. Keep your hope. Keep on praying. Keep talking about it. Don't be quiet about it. Don't be ashamed about it. I was ashamed for a long time. I didn't want to tell nobody about it. I hated when people found out about it. I just didn't like it. But you know what? I'm realizing that's the biggest mistake. Talking about it, learning about it, teaching others about it, praying about it. I'm telling you, it get better. It gets better. It gets better and better, and it gets easier and easier. And it's still gonna be tough days, but you gonna get there. I'm telling you, you gotta stay with it. Gotta stay with it.
Now, are you on social media? How can people reach out to you if they want to talk to you?
Well, I'm not on social media, but you know what?
Do you have like an email? Is anybody want to?
I do got an email.
Okay, you want to put it out there?
Junior Jr. Anthony ANTHONY Elliott ELLIOTT at Yahoo.
I left the camera. All right, so at yahoo.com.
Yeah, and I just might, depending on how this go, you know, I just might get back on Facebook strictly for this though.
Yeah.
Because I got off social media to get away from a lot of other stuff.
Well, social media is really not good because most people lie and are negative and stuff. You know, I'm only on there for the outreach, you know, trying to keep the organizations and everything going. It is. And when you live with sickle cell like us, you do not have time for the rubbish. You don't have time to know who's doing what. Like,
as stress-free as possible.
Thank you. You're just trying to be stress-free. You're trying to stay hydrated. You're just trying to keep living life. So we really don't have time for it. We're not here for it.
But I might make a Facebook.
So yeah, I hear it. He will only do it for you know, outreach, raising awareness for sickle cell. But in the meantime, you have his email, which I'm also going to post at the bottom of the video. So if you want to reach out to Anthony, you can certainly do so. You know, I am a woman. Sometimes, you know, young kids want to talk to a man just like themselves. So, you know, if you need to speak to him, you know, he's married, he has children, you know, he's a grown man. He can walk you through, he can give you good advices, he can help you there. And, you know, we also have the nonprofit organization, which I'll also post that on the bottom. So, you know, we're going to definitely be talking more to Anthony, but, you know, I just wanted to grab him real quick and ask him a few questions before he heads home. You know, after treatment, you just want to go home, go to bed. Like, that's all you want.
Yeah,
so
that's it. Yeah.
I'm very grateful to have, you know, to grab him for this 15-20 minutes.
I'm glad you grabbed me.
Thank you. So we'll do more videos with Anthony, but we just kind of wanted to do like an introductory video, and you know, he just finished treatment, so y'all don't judge him. I don't want to see no negativity on my comments, or we're gonna have some problems.
Final note, everybody, it's time for all of us to start doing this.
Yes.
1 or 2 ain't gonna do it. 2 or 3 ain't gonna do it. 4 or 5 ain't gonna do it. It's time for us.
Let's stand up and let's join together.
It ain't no reason for all of us to keep hurting alone. When we got so many resources and so many other people that we can relate to. Why keep going through it alone, you know?
Do you want to know how many people in America have sickle cell? 89,000. So there's people that you can talk to. You know, a lot of people are still ashamed. But listen to what Anthony is saying. Being ashamed is not going to do anything for you.
No.
You're just going to be hurting by yourself. So there's no need to be ashamed of anything. Live your truth. I always live my truth. I am always an example to everybody. Why? Because I love talking about it. Because look at God. If not for God, I won't be here. I was told at the age of 5 that I won't live to be 10. Then at 10, I was told I won't live to be 25. So I'm here. I'm 35 and still counting. So live your truth. You know, share with people. And just, you know, don't be down. So... anything else you want to share to the young ones, Anthony?
Don't. And you know what? It ain't even no need to ask why you got sickle cell. Because I asked that my whole life. And I'm telling you, just recently, God let me know that, you know, you were appointed this for a reason. And
you know what I tell people? It could be worse.
Yeah.
You could be paralyzed. And you could live your whole life in a hospital.
Yeah.
And then guess what? God gives sickle cell to his strongest soldiers. That's what I tell people. Every sickle cell patient I met is a very strong person. I've never met a weak sickle cell patient.
There you go.
We are very strong. So God knew that we were strong. That's why he gave us the disease, because he knew we can handle it. And I tell people, if you want to feel sad about your sickle cell, walk to the cancer ward. Just take a walk. Just go upstairs to the 9th, 7th floor, whatever floor that is, and just take a walk in the cancer ward and see how many people have, literally their whole bedroom in there. They don't get to leave the hospital. They're always there. Some of them can't walk. Some of them can't do nothing. They can't talk to their family. So deal with your little pain. Live with your truth.
That's it.
I always tell people, and I'm going to end it with this, I'm grateful to God for my little sickle cell. Yes, I said little. Because my situation could be a lot worse.
That's it.
Don't you agree?
I definitely agree.
All right, guys. So that's it for Anthony and myself. Thank you so much. We will post more videos as time comes. We'll talk to other people. And I would like to get Anthony in another video soon. So, you know, I'll definitely be talking to him and we'll coordinate. So if you guys have questions or anything that you want to ask Anthony, you have his email address that we'll put on the bottom. And you can also put a comment below. And the next time I meet Anthony, we'll go over your questions for him. So thank you so much for your time, guys. And thank you so much, Anthony.
No problem,
I gained a new sickle cell friend today, guys. So
we'll
keep you updated in this game of life.
That's it. That's it.